This new exploit allows you to go out of bounds without being respawned by Lakitu, allowing you to explore unloaded parts of the map or previously unexplorable areas. How do we do this? Step 1. Make sure you're only using a single Joycon as your controller. Step 2. Choose a course and get to the OK screen here. Time trials or versus races is fine, and I've heard it works for battle mode as well. Step 3. Plug your Joycon back into the Switch 2 and wait for just half a second, then enter the course. The timing for this is incredibly precise, so don't be surprised if you're still struggling after several minutes of attempts. If done perfectly, the choose your controller icon will appear before you load into the level. Choose your preferred controller, then when coming out of the controller UI, you should immediately be on the map loading screen with no smooth transition between the OK and the map loading screen. If you enter the course too early, you'll load into the course like normal where the controller UI will appear. If you enter the course too late, when coming out of the controller UI, you'll see a smooth transition from OK to the loading screen. The timing needs to be just right. You'll know you've done it when you come out of the controller UI and be immediately on the map loading screen. Then, the course will load and it will look something like this. No UI, no countdown, you are now in a glitched state of the game. From this point onwards, you can go out of bounds without being picked up by Lakitu. Pausing the game, entering photo mode, and swapping controllers will end this glitch state. Now, let's explore some out of bounds. First thing I did was fall off Rainbow Road, of course. I want to see what would happen and if I could drive in this low polygon world below. But to my surprise, the actual world map loaded when I got close enough to the ground. The low polygon world was replaced with the actual world map, fully explorable. I eventually landed in the water and headed towards Peach's Stadium. In this version of the world, it appears that a lot of the assets just don't exist. No cars, no boost panels, no dash food. Certain objects and types of trees have gone missing too. It feels like the only things that appear to exist is the actual map itself and a few assets here and there. 99% of the stuff is gone, turning the entire world into a ghost town. I ended up driving for a while just admiring this emptiness. Travelling along the roads, driving on the tracks next to DK Pass, and even checked out the library in Starview Peak. Then I approached Sky High Sunday and got stuck inside the pipe, which obviously did not work. So I stopped the glitch by pausing and Lakitu brought me back to Rainbow Road. However, Rainbow Road was still unloaded, so now I was driving on seemingly nothing, able to look down on the loaded world map. Next, I wanted to explore the area inside the lap 2 of Rainbow Road. Some people theorised it was originally going to be part of the course since people spotted what appeared to be a shortcut, so I wanted to explore for myself. Headed over the bridge here, next to all these toads, and got onto 2 paths, one of water, one of roads. Went onto the water where it appears to be the start of the river. Had a little explore and then went on to the road where we could see this supposed shortcut, which makes it look like it was originally designed to be part of the course. And the water and bridge lead directly into the Rainbow Road as well. So I decided to turn around, drive all the way down this path, which then leads into a very long straight line. Absolutely nothing going on here, it is just straight, which makes me kind of think this wasn't originally part of the course and it was just extra little fancy stuff to look at while you're driving by. Hitting a dead end here and then turn around, I headed back. But then this part does seem like it's part of the course, so I'm not sure what the original intention of this was. But I decided to do a bit more exploring and headed down this way where there appears to be more rivers. But this is where the collision gets out of whack. Suddenly I'm driving on the water and then the collision for this crystal is just, yeah, all over the place. So I continued to drive on top of the water and just had a little explore around this area. There's not much here, just a few trees and the grass. After getting stuck inside a wall for a bit, I decided to jump off the map, and then from here I headed into Dino Jungle. And as I approached Dino Jungle, I could see it just didn't feel right. There was nothing here, no trees of any kind, no campfires, no camps, no NPCs, just a barren ghost town. So I decided to head inside the dome of Dino Jungle, bumped into a few invisible objects, and then my 10 minutes was up. So I think Boshi here was trying to drive back into Rainbow Road, maybe? Like, I don't know where exactly he's trying to drive into. So I just watched him like drive around for a few minutes, and then decided I want to see what view and replay does. But then after clicking view replay, I could touch nothing. Everything was just broke. I essentially soft locked the game. So I had to quit out and quit the game. Then my next idea was to try and check the edge of the map. So I loaded into Starview Peak, jumped off into the area where you're not really allowed to go to, even in free roam. Just have a little explore, and then headed off into the ocean, where I had to drive straight for over 2 minutes to try and get towards the edge of the map. Eventually I arrived at what seemed to be the edge of the world, but then I was hit with an invisible wall. Could not go any further, but this is the edge of Mario Kart World. And it seems like the waves is kinda out of whack here, as you can see. So after driving along this invisible wall for a bit, I decided to try something else. What would happen if I tried to use this glitch and fly into Rainbow Road from Peach Stadium? And nothing happens. We fly back down into the ground. I wanted to see if I could land on the satellite here and have a little explore, but it had no collision, so I ended up falling. But then as I was falling, I realised the gravity was all messed up. I was falling away from the earth. So I just kept falling, and then the world map loaded as well. And then I just kept falling and nothing was stopping me from falling. So knowing that the gravity is messed up, I tried to land back to the earth at an angle to see what that would be like. So I fell off, the world map loaded, I landed, and the gravity stuck. I was now driving on the world at a slight angle, which was kind of disorientating. It felt like I was driving downhill the entire time, and I'm guessing if I turn around I'll be driving uphill too. So I decided to go to Cheap Falls and check things out there. Yeah, this did not feel good, and I can only imagine if I did this again at an even steeper angle, it'd be even more disorientating. So I decided to go back, and of course Rainbow Road was unloaded, so I'm driving on an invisible road again. But yeah, I hope you have fun with this glitch. I know I did. And if there's anywhere you'd like me to explore, I could make a part 2 and explore those areas. But with that, goodbye everyone.